to spare. House Speaker Mike Johnson could hold a vote on final passage today.
This is no longer just a House bill. It's not a Senate bill. It's the bill of the people, of the hardworking American people, and we are going to deliver it.
Republican opposition so far not enough to hold it back.
That Rules Committee debated the bill for about 12 hours last night and will take it up with the full House of Representatives about 9 this morning, and a vote is expected later today. House Speaker Mike Johnson told our own Sean Hannity last night he expects the big, beautiful bill to pass. And just 2 House Republicans voted against reporting the bill out of the Rules Committee. Ralph Norman and Chip Roy, who have long expressed reservations over this bill that now totals some 940 pages. No Democrats voted to advance it. And of course, the Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes if all Democrats vote against it.
It's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in D.C. There's a settlement worth at least $16 million in President Trump's lawsuit against CBS parent company Paramount over edits to a Kamala Harris interview the president called election interference. A man accused of stabbing 4 University of Idaho students to death in 2022 is expected in court today to change his plea to guilty.
We expect Bryan Kohberger will enter guilty pleas to all 4 counts of first-degree murder and that 1 count of felony burglary. He will waive his right to any appeal on these charges moving forward. There will be a sentencing date that will be set likely a month out from now, where he will receive those 4 consecutive life sentences without parole. And this is all to take the death penalty off the table, which his team has been fighting for since it was filed notice of this years ago. We could expect the prosecution to lay out some of the facts that support this, but as far as any details of the crime, we may not be hearing those this afternoon.
Fox's Chandler Painter in Boise. America's listening to Fox News.
Oh no, stomach issues again?
Stomach issues? Who are you? Your pancreas. I could be the real reason for your diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose oily stools.
I thought it was my stomach.
People often do, but any of these symptoms could mean having a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and speak with your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
You hear that? That's Mike, sleeping soundly on a Sunday night. That's because Mike was smart this time. He took ZzzQuil Ultra to fall asleep fast, stay asleep longer, and get the deeply restorative sleep he needs. So now he wakes up refreshed and ready to conquer Mondays.
Let's do this Monday.
ZzzQuil Ultra. Not for colds, just for sleep. Really great sleep. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Trump administration approves a plan to use the National Guard as immigration judges at a new detention facility in the Florida Everglades.
Officials here think they have found their way around a huge bottleneck, and that is the number of illegal immigrants waiting to see a deportation judge. If they're not just going to be caught and released, they need to have a deportation hearing. So what they're going to do down in Florida is they're going to take qualified National Guard judge advocates, and they're going to deputize them as immigration judges. That could allow many migrants to have hearings within 48 hours, limiting their time at Alligator Alcatraz. Tom Homan, the border czar, now reports total Border Patrol encounters for the entire month of June 2025 was 6,070. That is less than a single day under Biden.
Fox's Peter Doocy at the White House. The Sean Diddy Combs jury in New York has reached yet to be disclosed verdicts on 4 of 5 counts and resumes deliberations today on the most complicated racketeering conspiracy charge. The Dalai Lama says he will have a reincarnated successor and has a message for the Chinese government.
Just days before his 90th birthday, Tibet's spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama, has confirmed he won't be the last to hold the title. He sent a video address to a religious conference saying the 600-year-old institution will continue after his death. China views the Dalai Lama as a separatist and insists it will choose his successor. But in his statement, the Dalai Lama said only a trust he established will have the authority to make that call. Tibetan Buddhists believe senior monks are reincarnated, and the Dalai Lama is chosen if officials are convinced he harbors the soul of his predecessor. Jonathan Savage, Fox News.
The Australian airline Qantas says a data hack on Monday exposed the personal information of 6 million customers, including some email addresses, phone numbers, birth dates, and frequent flyer numbers. No credit card or passport information, though. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Wednesday morning. It is now July 2nd, 2025. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Along with show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. He'll be joining us in about 3 minutes. I'm Sergio Sanchez, and we still have a little bit of rain in the forecast, especially in the Western Valley. We'll talk about that with Jeffrey Nordine in just a little bit. The past 24 hours plus, we've seen about 1 to 4 inches of rain across the area. The Texas Department of Public Safety, along with Border Patrol and Texas military officials, announcing that they arrested a couple of individuals back on June 23rd that were deemed special interest from countries that are deemed to be a threat to the U.S., one individual from Iraq, one individual from China. Texas Senate Republicans continue to talk about banning all consumable hemp products in the upcoming special session that is about 3 weeks away. Governor Greg Abbott simply wants to regulate hemp.
State lawmakers are heading into the special session later this month with more information about what Texans think about cannabis, THC, and banning consumable hemp products.
Only 31% supported the ban. More than half, 53%, opposed it. You had somewhat more support among Republicans than among Democrats.
Jim Henson heads up the Texas Politics Project out of UT Austin. Since Governor Abbott's veto of Senate Bill 3, the Arkansas consumable hemp ban survived the courts. That's giving some state Senate Republicans hope of actually resuscitating Senate Bill 3.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Up to D.C., the so-called big, beautiful bill going from the Senate to the U.S. House, and now they're haggling in the U.S. House over this. Not all House Republicans are happy with this so-called big, beautiful bill.
Congressman Keith Self of North Texas says the bill in its current form is unacceptable. He says House Speaker Mike Johnson warned the Senate not to mark up the bill like they did.
Are they going to try to pass it? I understand they may try to pass it in the House. But from what I'm hearing, Eric, I'm not sure they have the votes to proceed to a full floor vote.
He says he believes changes can be made for it to pass the House with his support. It is now likely Congress will not make the July 4th deadline, but Self thinks it could be done in this month.
It's 7:07 on News Talk 710 KURV. The Trump administration being blocked from overhauling the Department of Health and Human Services. Federal judge up northeast issued an injunction after a coalition of some attorneys general. They sued the Trump administration back in May. This after the health secretary, Robert F. Kennedy, announced that he was restructuring HHS, which led to the firing of about 10,000 federal workers and collapsed some of the agencies. The lawsuit argued that the move, which affected departments like the CDC, the FDA, Head Start, and others, might put lives at risk and left crucial systems in chaos. The Defense Department is pausing a weapons shipment to Ukraine. Officials say that the defense chief, Pete Hegseth, ordered the halt due to concerns about shrinking U.S. military stockpiles. And voting for this year's best-looking cruiser contest is underway. The annual competition sponsored by the American Association of State Troopers. Voters have until July 11th to look through photos of police cars and trucks from across the nation and select their favorite. Time is 7:08. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, and it's AccuWeather time. I want to say thank you to Dougie and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch providing us 7 o'clock AccuWeather. Purina Feed is the best. That's why Doug and all the gang at Martin Farm and Ranch, they carry it. Hi, Martin Farm and Ranch. Say hi to old Dougie for us. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine is joining us. So would you say the chance of rain is almost at nothing for Hidalgo County, Cameron County? I see some stuff west of us, Laredo and maybe Stark County, but what would you say for Cameron County, Hidalgo County today?
It looks okay. I mean, thunderstorms are going to be around, but it's not like as it was yesterday. Speaking of, I got some rain reports from yesterday. 1.5 in McAllen, over in the Mid-Valley Airport, 1.8. North of that, from Texas Agriscience, they reported 2.3. And then Harlingen, almost 3 inches.
West of us, over Laredo, over the lake. You have any numbers? How much water maybe went into the?
These are always interesting to me because they always seem very high, but the two stations are showing 5.5 to almost 6 inches.
Ooh,
So
that's true.
it seems too high, but it could be just because of how long rain has been sitting over.
Will that be over Lake Falcon, or is that Laredo? And then we have to wait for
Southern tip of Lake Falcon. In Laredo, I got half an inch.
That's if 5 inches, if that's the report for the southern portion of the lake, that's real good news. That's real good news. Okay, so we'll see if we can get an update on that in a couple of weeks. See what happened with the levels. Texas travel, we good for today?
Yeah, today we're okay. Some spotty thunderstorms in Dallas. Otherwise, Houston, San Antonio are generally dry. San Antonio, just off to the west of it, could see a thunderstorm. Temps ranging in the mid-80s to low to mid-90s. And then tomorrow and the holiday looking pretty good across Texas. Friday itself, low to mid-90s and sunny.
Tropical coverage 2025. What do the computers tell you?
Well, a couple things. So a higher risk of development in the Atlantic for the east coast of Florida, southeastern parts of Georgia, and South Carolina. That's at a medium risk of impacts for tropical rain and wind, July 5th through the 7th. Looks like Texas, Louisiana going to be near zero, and then west coast of Florida could also see something.
All right, Bill. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine. I saw nothing interesting on the National Day calendar for food, but I can tell you, I got one of the winners for a business competition in the studio right now, and he's got a Tupperware thing full of like scones that are get some fruit in it or something. We'll have a chance to. We'll save you some. Freddie says we'll save. No, we won't. It ain't gonna make it. All right, so we'll enjoy it on your behalf, pal.
There you go.
Yeah. You want to split his? Want to split Jeffrey's? Or there we go. So we get 1.5. Thank you, Jeffrey. Call you next hour. AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine on 710 KURV. The time is 7:12. Governor Greg Abbott remains confident that a Texas new law that would require the 10 Commandments be posted in every public school will survive the courts despite what recently happened in the state of Louisiana.
Governor Abbott took to social media marking the 20th anniversary of when he, as then Attorney General Abbott, argued the case for the 10 Commandments on the state capitol grounds.
The Supreme Court agreed with me, and that monument still stands today. This session, I signed a new law that requires the 10 Commandments to be displayed in school classrooms. That law should stand just like the 10 Commandments monument.
A group of Dallas area families and faith leaders has already legally challenged the law. The ACLU of Texas expected to follow soon. Adding to the confusion, the Fifth Circuit Court recently found a similar law in Louisiana to be unconstitutional. That's the same federal appeals court Texas reports to.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
And you can now rent the mansion that was once owned by Michael Jordan. The Chicago area estate is listed on Airbnb. So the residents would accommodate up to 12 people, 7 bedrooms. This has to be a typo. It's, 12 guests, 7 bedrooms. I don't believe this number. It says 17 and a half bathrooms. That has to be a typo. Well, I have to go check that one. So 7 bedrooms and all these bathrooms. The mansion features a movie theater, cigar lounge, of course, a golf course. It's not cheap. A week-long rental is being, $121,000 if you want to stay at Michael Jordan's house in Chicago. Time 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We got family in the studio from the Mission Economic Development Office. Their Ruby Red Ventures business competition is done. We got some of the winners from last year and this year, and some delicious pastries for us to enjoy here at the studio as a result. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Eggland's Best, the only eggs with more fresh and delicious taste, plus superior nutrition. Eggland's Best, better taste, better nutrition, better eggs.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that and more. If you're worried about things like low testosterone, Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area, call 956-803-0058 and in Harlingen, 956-368-5247. That's drt'sprimarycare.com.
When it comes to bad weather, being prepared is half the battle. The other half, leave it to Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC. Be prepared this hurricane season and don't let anything take the power away from you, not even the weather. It's never too early to prepare for hurricane season. At Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC, we want to help you stay ahead of the storm. Give us a call at 956-686-1353. That's 956-686-1353. Or visit callmightymike.com. We can help you come up with a plan. That's callmightymike.com. Mighty Mike to the rescue.
Brian Kilmeade here, inviting you to tune in weekday mornings starting at 9 for The Sergio Show with Sergio Sanchez on News Talk 710 KURV and KURV.com.
News Talk 710 KURV is your go-to station in the Valley. In the event we ever see another hurricane or tropical system start breathing down our neck, 710 KURV with tropical coverage 2025 is made possible by McAfee Insurance, Lee's Pharmacy, and Mike's Plumbing, Electrical, and AC. 7 o'clock hour broadcast of the Valley's Morning News. You can tune in at 710 KURV, YouTube Live, X Live, Facebook Live, all the stuff. Freddie puts us everywhere. And in the studio, we got family from the Mission Economic Development Corporation, Belen Guerrero. She's the early riser on behalf of MEDC. We know Teclo's not an early riser. Man,
Never.
He comes there early in the morning, creaking, and his bones are popping. Oh, man, he's getting viejito.
Yeah, not me.
Yeah. No, Belen, she's tip of the spear. She's the Chief Operating Officer for the Mission Economic Development Office. And you all just concluded your Ruby Red Ventures business competition. So for working people running around town, describe this business competition.
Yeah, thanks for having us,
thanks
Sergio. Well, the Ruby Red Ventures competition is one of the 3 staple programs that we have at the Mission EDC. It's geared towards helping promote entrepreneurship in the city of Mission. And so we take applications. They do a 6 weeks crash course on business. And then we have them compete Shark Tank style for seed funding, right? And so first place takes $25,000, second place takes $15,000, and third place takes $10,000.
And part of this, as you had mentioned, is the training, like the intense course. What do they learn in that training?
Everything from finances to marketing, how to scale your business, and that's provided through the UTRGV Entrepreneurship Center.
Okay. And they have to go to the campus, or they go over to the Mission EDC
No,
office?
the fabulous thing is that we host
Seed
it there
office.
at the seat.
At the seed
So they
office.
come once a week for 6 weeks.
If I remember correctly, Teclo described this a couple months back. It's like, it's more than just the winners. It's like several people. If they don't compete and win, you still have a batch of local business owners that
Yes.
got the intense training.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So
All right.
we've been really lucky that all of the folks that take the training have competed, especially this year. Last year, we had about 13 and only 6 competed. This year, all 12 competed for prize money. So we're good to go.
In the studio, as you can, I don't know how Freddie does it, but he's trying to get everybody in the camera shot. Mikel Aguinaga with Patisserie by M. I hope I said that right. I told Mikel, hey, we're just going to say it Texas style. Patisserie by M. He's a baker. And then I want to feature right now Joseph Mayers through. What's the name of your business, Joseph? I want to make sure I get the name right.
It's called Through My Eyes Apparel,
Through
LLC.
My Eyes Apparel. You are last year's winner, right, Joseph?
That is correct.
One of
I'm the third place winner.
Hey, what did you win? I'm sorry. What did you learn when it came to the business intense course that they gave you through Ruby Red?
Actually, it was one of the greatest trainings that I've received as far as entrepreneurship. I've been an entrepreneur for quite a long time, and I've always wanted to amp my game up, and that's the reason on why I actually entered. It wasn't for the seed money. It wasn't for the contest. It was just to get the content in order for me to learn how to become a better entrepreneur and business owner. And the information that I received from them It varied from, meeting different connections, making, extending your network, understanding on how to do your business planning, getting your whole business plan in order, a lot of information like that, and then connecting you with like people like this, the small business funding, like the SB, is it SBA or SBDC?
Yeah.
They're definitely great resources that I received from that whole training program. On top of that, it allowed me to like show my kids who were also entrepreneurs that like, hey, you get paid for ideas. You get paid for ideas plus the stuff that you learn, and you're getting all this information for free versus having to go pay for it or having to go to school for a long time to learn it.
Joseph Mayers is owner of Through My Eyes Apparel. And Joseph, I can't tell, had you not come in here with the guide stick to help you walk, I wouldn't know that you're visually impaired. What happened, my friend?
A lot. Everybody who meets me says that. I mean, so roughly about 2015, I lost my vision to type 1 diabetes. I'm type 1 diabetic. And one day I was picking up my son from school, driving, doing my thing, and had a low blood sugar episode where my blood sugar went so low I passed out. When I woke up, my son was crying on the floor next to me, and everything was black. Like I couldn't see anything at all, so no vision. And I met a couple of people that sent me to some different places. I went and saw a couple of doctors here in Mission. Then I saw some in McAllen.
Which means that you had to learn Braille as an adult.
Yes,
right?
sir.
Because Through My Eyes Apparel, you provide Braille style tags like on your shirts and your apparel for folks who are visually impaired to know what color, what it is, like what design, right? It describes the size and everything on that, on that Braille tag that you put on the clothing.
So the whole idea of the clothing is when I started to get a lot of these tools that they were giving to me as far as like glasses and things like that for visually impaired people, it wasn't fashionable, and I'm into fashion. And so a lot of my friends that I would meet when I went to a Chris Cole School for the Blind to learn a lot of these new skills, to learn how to live my life as a visually impaired person, they would always ask me, what color is my shirt? What do I have on my shirt? What is this on my shirt? And I was just like, like, man,
There's
what?
got to be an easier way.
And I'm like, business is the whole thing of business is solving a problem. So when I started thinking, they're like, well, what do you want to do? And I was like, well, I want to do something else in my life. I've been a mechanic for so long. I'm like, I want to do something that's going to help somebody. And all of a sudden it was just like one day they're like, hey, well, you like clothes. And then I was like, yeah, you know what? Boom. It hit me. So I started like trying to do these things. And
are you still working? Just curious. Because you obviously some of your eyesight did come back, right?
So yes, after I've had about 12 to 15 surgeries.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks to Dr. Sue and Thurman Eye Associates and a bunch of different doctors here in the Valley and in Austin. I'm by trade, I am an active certified automotive technician.
Okay.
So I currently own my own businesses.
Well, you explained to me what some of the things that you learned from the Ruby Red Ventures intense training program. You participated in last year's competition. You got some capital for your business. Where are you right now as far as growth? What plans do you have for your company, Through My Eyes Apparel?
So with Through My Eyes Apparel, I am currently trying to scale the business a little bit higher than where I'm at right now. I'm still self-manufacturing. What I don't want to sacrifice is the quality of my product and the quality of my brand, which means everything to me. I want to be able to help anyone who needs to get help as far as aiding in their independence, whether it's from visually impaired or somebody with one hand or something like that.
Yeah.
And the problem that I had here in the Valley is that there's not a lot of employment for people like that. So part of my brand is that I want to employ people who are visually impaired, people who are disabled, things like that, to include in the production of my products. So that's kind of something that I'm trying to figure out as well. I'm also trying to work on designs and all that type of thing as well, because I am the creative designer and creative director and the CEO as well. So it's I'm wearing a lot of hats at the moment. So I do need a lot of help in different areas. And
I'm the designer, I'm the manufacturer, I'm the CEO, and the janitor. You're like,
I'm everybody.
Joseph, I hope that you come back and see us again, Joseph. We could flesh this conversation out for 15, 20 minutes.
I appreciate it.
Through My Eyes Apparel, Joseph Mayers, one of the winners from the Ruby Red Ventures, the business competition, got some capital from this competition last year. And one of this year's winners, also featured right now, on behalf of the Mission Economic Development Corporation, Belen Guerrero in the studio. She's the Chief Operating Officer. Again, for folks just joining us right now, wave hi to the camera real quick, Belen. Oh, there's it. No, we got the camera over on Miquel Aguinaga with Patisserie by M. He's a baker. What did you bring for us this morning? What is this? These little scones looking.
So hi there. Good morning.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for having me. So I actually brought some gluten-free blueberry scones.
Okay. Gluten-free is good. Yeah, no, I say that because I'm too hinchado. I'm too fat already, so maybe that will help me. So, how did you get into the pastry trade business?
So actually, quite a few years ago, I started looking into just food in general as an interest, a hobby of mine. My mom is good at many things, but cooking may not be one of them. As much as I love her. I decided
Where'd Maggie go?
Mom's in the
Magdalena. She's back there. Okay. Yeah.
I decided to try my hand at baking. So I started out with simple things like banana bread. And I got really into it. And I, even at 10 years old, I sat her down and I was like, Mom, I'm not going to college.
Nah, I'm not going to let that sit. Hey, Maggie, are you okay with that? I mean, was he like a real picky eater when he was a kid? Yeah, you can. All right. Well. All right.
One day commanded the kitchen.
All right, he took over the kitchen one day and said, I can do this better. So
yes,
obviously you're doing really good. You're one of the winners for the Ruby Red Ventures business competition this year. Okay.
I am.
So do you have a shop? Do you have a kitchen somewhere or what?
I'm actually in the startup phase in which I am doing some pop-ups and some catering. At this moment, I am 5 years into my professional career. I attended 2 culinary schools and I got a scholarship to go attend one abroad in Italy.
Very nice.
And through the MEDC and this Ruby Red Ventures program, I was able to refine my craft, but not so much as that, also truly understand the ins and outs of a business and what it truly means to run one.
Yeah, making reference to the intense business training course. Okay, what else did you glean from the business course? I know you were a big fan of that.
A big part of that for me personally was more so the connections. It was so much networking and was such inclusive, and it was very intentional. Everything you did served a purpose, so it was very dedicated towards a service and a need.
Do you want to set up shop here in Mission, like open up your own bakery or your own business? Or it sounds to me like you got connections like out of town,
so
maybe even international there.
I do have a few connections. Thankfully, I've had the opportunity to connect with many people throughout the world at this point.
What is your dream, to be like a chief baker? I'm sorry, I'm not too familiar with your trade, so like a 5-star chef or something like that. What is
my business is actually based around alternative baking, making desserts for those people with different dietary restrictions, such as diabetics, celiacs, or anybody with a food allergy.
Yeah.
And because I'm still 17, I'm in high school, I don't really have time to open up a shop. So right now my goal is recipe testing for this entire month. I'm then dedicating myself to recipe testing at least 20 recipes. And then later on, I want to be able to manufacture, to sell to different coffee shops or cafes or restaurants. That way they can then resell my product and have an alternative option for those that need it.
Man, I can see you're going to go far. 17 years old. You've been doing this for 5 years, you said. You received some culinary training like during the summer, or what did you do? Like go to...
So actually, I was very lucky. My mom was able to find a culinary school here in the Valley.
Okay.
And they allowed me to go under a scholarship there for a lowered price, and I would go every day from every week, every Thursday, I believe, from 6 to 9 for a year.
All right. Well, you mentioned catering, right? Catering, baked goods, alternative recipe goods. Is that what you cater, or
yes,
other things as well?
So I focus mostly on desserts and patisserie. So I do make regular desserts, as one could say, but I generally tend to focus on these alternative desserts.
Okay. So if folks want to contact you, what do they call? What are they? Website?
So I have a website and I have an Instagram and Facebook. Anything under Patisserie by M, I should show up.
I had him spell the word patisserie. I could not understand what he was telling me. Patisserie is French. Right? It's
yes,
a
it
French
is.
word. But Patisserie by M. Look for him, Mikel Aguinaga. Congratulations on being one of the winners.
Thank you so
for the
much.
Ruby Red Ventures business competition this year. Joseph, also, please come back in the future, brother. We have a lot to talk about in the near future. Oh, by the way, give the microphone over to Joseph real quick. How do folks contact you, Joseph? How do folks find you?
You can find me all over Facebook and Instagram at Through My Eyes Apparel. And the website is tmeapparel.com. I'm everywhere. You can search me up, Joseph Napalm Mayers on Facebook.
tmeapparel.com. That's Through My Eyes.
Through My Eyes Apparel.
Belen, thank you for bringing the winners. Belen Guerrero, Chief Operating Officer for the Mission Economic Development Office. Just a parting word before I let you go, because you got another set, more competitions coming up
We
here in the near
do.
future.
So we're primed and ready for support for small businesses throughout Mission. We want to encourage entrepreneurship and that, that innovation that excites, right? Like GE has as their tag, because it really does. And it excites us to see these new ideas coming from Missionites and that they want to be in Mission, and we're ready to help them out.
What's next on the calendar?
We have our downtown assistance program, and that's for all businesses on Conway between 1st and 18th Street. And that is for anything from facade improvement, working capital, training for employees, whatever they need to do to be successful, we'll provide funding for that.
And the next Ruby Red Ventures competition will be next year.
Yes.
When do you open? Do you open más o menos? Do you open
in the springtime? We'll open the
application
applications.
All right. Thank all of you for stopping by and
Thank
joining
you,
us today.
Sergio.
That's Belen Guerrero, Chief Operating Officer, Mission Economic Development Office, Mikel Aguinaga with a Patisserie by M, and Joseph Mayers. Did I hear you say napalm?
Yes, sir.
Joseph Napalm Mayers. I see. That's one of the reasons I need to bring him back. Is okay. Where'd that thing come from? Yeah, Through My Eyes Apparel. This is the Valley's Morning News on Newstalk 710 KURV. This is your station in South Texas for Houston Astros play-by-play. Check of sports up next.
Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health.
Co-medical director for DHR Health Rehab Hospital, double board certified in physical medicine and rehabilitation, Dr. Francisco Cesati.
Physiatry is the specialty in medicine that focuses more so on function of a patient. Most specialties will focus on fixing a specific organ. In physiatry, you're looking at the whole body, you're looking at the whole person. For example, a stroke. You're going to have certain chronic conditions or sequela that you're going to have to deal with the long term. And that's where physiatry comes in. So physiatry will look at how to manage bowel or bladder complications after a stroke or a spinal cord injury, a traumatic brain injury, and deal with the deficits in ambulation or when you're moving around your upper extremities. How can we maximize your function at this point? It's all about how can we get you back to where you were before, or how can we create a new way of doing things for you so that you can remain independent. Acute Rehab Hospital in itself is a kind of a unique experience. You're looking both at the medical aspect of a patient and how they're recovering from that, as well as the functional aspect. So that means the rehab. There's technology available that's only available in an acute rehab hospital. And one of the reasons I joined DHR was because they're in the forefront of some of this technology that we use in the inpatient gyms. The most advanced technologies such as Zero G Track, where you are able to start walking, essentially put the weight off of you, but you can still walk. The bottom line is, how can we stimulate your brain to try to bring back that function?
From the Rehab Hospital at DHR Health, Dr. Francisco Cesati, DHR Health.
This has been Spotlight on Your Health, brought to you by DHR Health. For you, for life. Tune in to the 956 Drive Home every Thursday afternoon starting at 5:07 for Dr. Rachel Gelman's Vision, a closer look at the health of your eyesight with board-certified and fellowship-trained ophthalmic surgeon Dr. Rachel Gelman on News Talk 710 KURV. Your Houston Astros are on the road to visit the Colorado Rockies later tonight. First pitch at 7:40. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women, Mission Economic Development Corporation, and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute. The Astros won last night off the big stick of Caratini in this grand slam.
Here's the pitch. Breaking pitch. Club. Deep to right field. And she's gone. A grand slam. for Victor Caratini. And the Astros open it up.
Astros won by 1 run last night, 6-5, and are now a Major League best 18-7 in one-run games. Houston Astros play again versus the Colorado Rockies at 7:40. Last night, the Rangers offense showed up in a big way, and the rookie outfielder Alejandro Osuna got his first home run as a Ranger.
And now the 0-1. That ball drilled deep down the right field line. It's got a shot. It's gone. First big league home run for Alejandro Osuna.
Rangers play again tonight to try and win the series versus the O's at 7:05. I'm Trevor Beck with your TSN Sports Minute.
Happy Wednesday. We still have a little bit of rain in the forecast, especially western portion of the valley. And 1 to 4 inches of rain over the past 24 plus hours. Impressive, and a little bit more to go. Highs today should be mid-upper 80s, says AccuWeather. The Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Let's see, where did I leave that? Here's the page. So let's see if they've updated these numbers. If you're coming back from Reynosa or Matamoros, 20 to 30 minutes at the Far Bridge. That's the only one with some traffic in McAllen. And we're in good shape. Brownsville, 10 minutes or less at all major bridges. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News. News Talk 710 KURV, business news, and a check of your money up next. The smart money is with my amigos at the Ryan and Bryan Real Estate Team. Only team that I'm calling to help me buy a home, sell my home, is the Ryan and Bryan Real Estate Team. In this market, the Valley economy is growing like crazy. I don't have to remind you as a KURV listener. You know what's going on. Rapidly expanding economy. Thousands of people that have arrived and are working at the Port of Brownsville and over in Brownsville with Elon Musk. They're at Starbase as well, and more people, Mid-Valley, Western Valley, just jobs everywhere from federal government to private sector. So those people need to sleep somewhere, right? Yeah, you can just imagine the stress on apartments and housing. And the inventory, well, it's low, relatively speaking. It's a low inventory. So looking for a new home, looking for a home is not easy. That is why you need the expertise of the Ryan and Bryan Real Estate Team, top team in this entire area. Homes are expensive as well. You need something that you can afford. You need the right real estate agent on your side. The only ones that I trust, my friends at the Ryan and Bryan Real Estate Team. Lupita and Eduardo just bought their dream home thanks to the Ryan and Bryan Team. Elias with the team helped them find a gorgeous brand new home. And you see, because no one negotiates a deal like the Ryan and Bryan Team, Elias was able to help this couple get $10,000 in concessions to cover closing costs. The Ryan and Bryan Team, they've teamed up with Edwards Homes, one of the top builders in the nation. You can enjoy a brand new home with rates as low as 5.25% right now if you qualify. Start that conversation with the Ryan and Bryan Real Estate Team, 956-540-2536. The website, ryanandbryan.com. That's ryanandbryan.com.
If you're selling your home, don't be trying. Call Ryan and Bryan. Go to ryanandbryan.com.
An illegal alien from Guatemala charged with raping a child in Massachusetts. An MS-13 gang member from El Salvador accused of murdering a Texas man. A Venezuelan charged with filming and selling child pornography in Michigan. These are just some of the heinous migrant criminals caught because of President Donald J. Trump's leadership. I'm Kristi Noem, the United States Secretary of Homeland Security. Under President Trump, attempted illegal border crossings are at the lowest levels ever recorded, and over 100,000 illegal aliens have been arrested. If you are here illegally, you're next. You will be fined nearly $1,000 a day, imprisoned, and deported. You will never return. But if you register using our CBP Home app and leave now, you could be allowed to return legally. Do what's right. Leave now. Under President Trump, America's laws, border, and families will be protected.
Sponsored by the United States Department of Homeland Security.
When job site accidents happen and people are hurt, will your insurance policy offer you peace of mind? Do you have the confidence knowing your insurance company has your business covered? For over 85 years, the McAfee Agency has been protecting local businesses with the right policy. Whether it's business auto coverage, workman's compensation, or comprehensive business insurance coverage, we can help tailor the right insurance program for you. We're the McAfee Agency. Always here, always growing, always accessible.
710 KURV. Streaming live at KURV.com. Powered by Texas Mutual Workers Compensation Insurance. A policyholder-owned company. Work safe, Texas.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. On the economic front this morning, investors are awaiting ADP's private payrolls report due before the bell. Economists polled by Dow Jones anticipate that private employers added 120,000 jobs in June, which is up sharply from the gain of 37,000 in May. Data drops momentarily. Mellis Family Brands California has recalled 18.5-ounce tubs of chocolate candy because the product may contain an undeclared milk allergen that did not appear on the packaging. The alert has been published by the Food and Drug Administration. Under President Trump's big, beautiful bill passed by the Senate, tax credits for semiconductor firms building capacity in the U.S. could rise to 35% from an existing rate of 25%. Companies eligible for the credits could include chip makers such as Intel, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company, and Micron Technology. Futures are currently mixed. Tuesday, the Dow Industrials gained 400, the NASDAQ down 166. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says, yeah, we still have a chance for a thunderstorm in the area. Seems pretty heavy at the moment in the Western Valley. Lake Falcon getting some rain. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Highs today should be mid-upper 80s and chance of a afternoon thunder shower. Yeah, it sticks with us. Let's see, tomorrow. Yeah, should be a bit drier for tomorrow. So for Friday, says AccuWeather. Your station for AccuWeather and tropical coverage 2025. News Talk 710 KURV. We've got Fox News coming up in about 2 minutes.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the McAllen at 956-803-0058 and Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
I want to say good morning to a new friend I made yesterday. I was at the El Pato on 10th Street. I should have gotten his permission to say his name. I'll just call him Mr. C. You know who you are. He stopped by and say hello, and we were talking a little bit. And we agree. I'm biased because I'm from McAllen, right? The McAllen 10th Street location. That's the best one. Best El Pato. You hungry right now? Yeah, you need a bag full of fresh-made breakfast tacos, breakfast patos. Every morning, the first thing I think when I think patos is the chorizo, potato egg, refried bean, and cheese. Ooh, man, that will, a couple of those, man, those will hold you all day. That's my opinion. Oh, this really, really good. They go down really good. Every single day at El Pato, they got lunch and dinner specials. All day long, they're cooking this. $5.99 plates, depending on the day of the week. Chicken enchiladas, carne guisada, chicken guisado, you name it. Go check out that menu. $5.99. Stack up those plates. I was there getting I call it the tostada, the chalupa, right? The hard, flat shell with the refried beans, tasty refried beans, lettuce, tomato, and the cheese con eso. That's it. That's a light lunch. Otherwise, I go any heavier, it's like a sleeping pill for me, waking up at 3:34 in the morning. Hey, don't forget the big special right now, limited time. 2 chicken or cheese enchiladas, the big fat fajita pato, nice and hot and delicious, and the rice and bean and the drink, and amazing, only $9.99 at all El Pato restaurants.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Bumper to bumper information.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Happy Wednesday. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. It's now July 2nd, 2025. Along with show producer Fred Cruz and AccuWeather meteorologist Jeffrey Nordine, I'm Sergio Sanchez. We start the morning mid-70s, nice and humid. We got some rain in the far western Valley, Stark County, and all the way over to the lake. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. Brian Kohberger expected to plead guilty at 1 p.m. Eastern to killing 4 University of Idaho students in 2022, but outside the courthouse.
Protest of sorts led by the father of Kaylee Goncalves, Steve Goncalves, who told me this last night. He said, quote, "I'll stay outside during the hearing to protest the deal made with our child's killer and not with the families."
Fox's Chanley Painter in Boise, President Trump on Truth Social earlier, "We've got all the cards and we're going to use them." He wants the House to pass his one big, beautiful bill. Speaker Mike Johnson on Fox's Hannity.
It's the bill of the people.
But can he round up enough support?
The Republicans can only afford to lose 3 votes if all Democrats vote against it.
That's Fox's Lucas Thompson reporting this morning. America's listening to Fox News.
The morning news on News Talk 710 KURV is also broadcasting at Radio Para Mi. It's a free app. Download it today. The Justice Department is announcing criminal charges against more than 300 individuals in a multi-billion-dollar healthcare fraud scheme. The Justice Department saying that its takedown has resulted in charges against almost 100 doctors, nurse practitioners, pharmacists, and other medical professionals for their involvement in the $14 billion worth healthcare claim, the fraud. The government seized more than $245 million as a result of the takedown that was titled Operation Gold Rush. If you're traveling 4th of July, this 4th of July, some people take it off right now, you can expect the airports to be full.
Nationwide travel demand is soaring. It's not just 4th of July road trips. The airport busy, too. In Texas, the TSA's Dan Velez says they're ready for the rush.
It's going right along where we were last year, which was very busy.
The latest statistics show that demand is soaring. The TSA just recorded 2 of its busiest days ever, and 6 of the top 10 travel days of all time have happened this year alone.
Televangelist Jimmy Swaggart has passed away at age 90. University of Pennsylvania is banning any transgender individuals, any men, from participating in women's sports.
The Education Department announced it's reached a deal with the university months after accusing it of violating Title IX rules when it allowed a transgender woman to join the women's swim team. The agreement also mandates that the woman in question, Leah Thomas, have her records removed and her national title taken away. It's not clear if the NCAA will rescind her Division I championship win in 2022. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
And the owner of CBS News is going to write Donald Trump a $16 million check, all part of a settlement of a lawsuit against CBS News, 60 Minutes. In their report, they edited an interview with candidate Kamala Harris to make her look good to the audience. You're in tune with the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us at Radio Para Mi. Download the free app. You can do a rewind. You missed any announcement or any news or some of the interviews. Yeah, do the rewind at Radio Para Mi. Look for us, 710 KURV.
Hi there. My name is Tony Bolstead. My wife and I, Carol, own Sand Monsters. We'd like you to come on out and have fun. We've got a half-mile-long track out here. It runs across about 3.5 acres. Have adult cars and kid cars, getting laps in, learning how to drive on the sand. And we also lease space to Redline Helicopters is one of our tenants here, and they've got a pad and they do helicopter tours. Lone Star National Bank and the team there really helped us get this thing put together, answered all our questions. Huge help.
I am Stephanie Harrison.
I am the second generation owner of Sisters Interiors on South Padre Island. We had always dreamed of owning our own land and owning our own building, using our design team to create what you see here today. That's how we got involved with Lone Star National Bank. We partnered with them and they helped us, create the dream.
If you own a business, listen up. You've put in the work. You've built something great. And now it's time to think of the future. I'm Sergio Sanchez for the RioPlex Business Exchange, helping small business owners across the RGV connect with serious buyers online, privately, locally. The RioPlex Business Exchange at only $34 a month will list your business. That's right, only $34 a month to put your business on the radar of qualified investors. No commission, no middlemen. You will also get access to free resources to learn your business's value, whether you're ready to sell or just exploring your options. Get 1 month free subscription with a discount code KURV. Visit RioPlexBizX.com. That's RioPlexBizX.com. Post your business, secure your legacy. RioPlex Business Exchange, where legacies find their next chapter.
You're listening to the mighty Rio Grande Valley. Summer is heating up, and so is our local economy. From sizzling business deals to community connections, News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio Potami app are here to keep you in the know. Download the Radio Potami app to stay informed and entertained. Whether it's local market updates, summer events, or the weather, we've got you covered. Support local, stay connected, and tune in to the pulse of Rio Grande Valley business. News Talk 710 KURV and the Radio